So, folks, we were going through the CIOL org, and this wonderful information that Silvio is going to talk about is also in the Blackboard link, like we had said. That's where everything is. So there is a learning module on Respondus.
Yes, and if you click on the link, this...
It's getting there. I should have had it queued up, but I wanted to make sure they knew how to get here, okay? All right, it's spinning, spinning. Okay, do you see the Respondus page?
Okay, so this is the CIO's resources page for Respondus, and it's easy to get to, the pathway that Rhonda showed you. And once you're here, we have the Respondus resources. There's 3 different resources that we have available. We're going to focus on Respondus Lockdown Browser and Respondus Monitor. And Respondus Lockdown Browser is on the left side of this page. And if you look at what is available with Respondus Lockdown Browser, it works like any other browser, except that it locks the student down, or the examinee, whoever is taking the exam. It locks that individual down where they cannot go outside of the exam unless you have in your permissions within your Blackboard exam and the integration of the Respondus Lockdown Browser feature. The student is going to be locked down. So you can administer a Respondus Lockdown Browser exam once you get back to your actual face-to-face environment, if you have an electronic classroom, or you have a lab, etc. Or you want to administer an assessment and you don't want to use Respondus Monitor, and I'm going to explain to you what Respondus Monitor is shortly, but you can administer an exam on a remote basis using Respondus Lockdown Browser without utilizing Respondus Monitor. So Respondus Lockdown Browser has been used since the early 2000s for the virtual college, the MDC online exams, and we have expanded the use of Respondus Lockdown Browser throughout the college, anywhere, any lab that needs it, or any laptop that needs it. One thing to point out regarding the download version, there's 2 versions of Respondus Lockdown Browser. One is what we call the employee version, and that version is for the equipment, laptops, computers that are owned by MDC. The only difference between the lockdown browser of a student and an employee, the student version and the employee version, is that the employee version is set up for lab type environments. So when there's an update, there's no update allowed unless the administrator downloads the enhancement or the fix. So the employee version does not get the automatic updates. The student version does get automatic updates. That's the only difference. That question is asked many times. Do I have to download the, I have a company-owned, MDC-owned laptop. Do I have to download the employee version? And the answer is no. But if we had the laptop before we distributed to you, we should have and could have already downloaded the employee version. That's the only difference. I'm going to move on to Respondus. The newest tool. There's a lot of background noise. Can someone mute? All right, for Respondus Monitor, the only difference between Respondus Monitor and Respondus Lockdown Browser is the add-on feature of utilizing a webcam. So I get asked the question, Is it a different download? No, it's the same download. You cannot use Respondus Monitor unless you downloaded Respondus Lockdown Browser. And when you're at this page for Respondus Monitor, we explain exactly what it is. It's an add-on feature. It's the web camera. So when the student is assigned the exam in Blackboard and you have Respondus Lockdown Browser turned on and you have Respondus Monitor enabled, the Respondus Monitor will go through a series of steps that you require, that you set up. You tell Respondus Monitor through the different setup tools what you want the student to go through. And we have information to help you use to communicate to your students. And there's a link, if you look at where it says instructor resources are available via the following, there's a link there that you have training webinars provided by Respondus since the middle of March. They've been daily. Right now they're daily through April. So if you clicked on the link below instructor resources, it would take you to the Respondus page, and you'd be able to link on the link for training resources or getting started for videos. There's student resources, student quick guides. In addition, we've already gone through 2 different training sessions that we invited faculty to. We had a couple of pilots in the fall and the beginning of the spring term. And we recorded those training sessions. And the YouTube video that is part of that training session is posted here on this page. Below that, Rhonda, if you can go below, we recently added some documents at the bottom of the Respondus page. It go down a little bit lower. There's resources. So there's a conference day presentation that Ian Cobbin and I did. You can click on that and go through the presentation. It's a fantastic presentation. Ian Cobbin, Dr. Cobbin, has been part of the utilizing of Respondus Monitor since the fall 2020. Knows the tool really well, is a fantastic resource. We also have FAQs. The most recent update was done March 18. I have at least 3 or 4 new questions I'm going to be adding on that. I'll try to get to that this weekend and update that document. The questions are very helpful, but they're only helpful if you read them. I've been told, don't answer the questions, just send the faculty and the staff to that document. I like being more supportive than that, but I really engage you. I want you to be engaged to please actually read the FAQs. You can still ask me for any questions you may have, and I'll answer them. But that question will be updated periodically. There's another document that we just added, which is really helpful, and it's helpful information for students. So what I did is Ian shared with me the information he put in his syllabus and communications he's put together for the students that he has. And what I did is included all of that information in the document, and that's the type of communications that you want to have to send to your students. You can customize it however you want, but the base of the information that you want to share with your students is there. It includes the support that the students have, and also yourself. And like, for example, if the student has a issue with the exam, some kind of technical issue, once they're in the exam and they have what's called live chat, it explains in there exactly what they need to do to initiate the live chat, and they should use the live chat for support. They also have in that document is information to the student that if they have some technical questions and before the exam they want to ask somebody, there's a ticket web link that they go to, and you can provide the question directly to Respondus support, and they usually respond within the same day. And there's also a knowledge base in there as well. So faculty can use that same support process, but not the live chat. The live chat is actually during the exam, and the ticket for support is prior to or after an exam. Let's go back up to the Respondus monitor section, just so we can end on the right side there. There's some more information, so let's go down a little bit, Rhonda, please, on the right side. Okay. So we include a little information about the pilot. We had a pilot at Miami-Dade College, which we're going to say was cut short by COVID-19. The plan was that we were going to build upon our pilot every term. So we started in the fall. We continued in the spring with the recommendation of the Academic Leadership Council. They were very happy that we were implementing a new tool that is an option for faculty. It's just another tool to use. However, now in this new environment, we're getting, it's basically, I can't proctor the exam. How can I proctor? Well, Respondus Monitor is one option. And then there's also some stories of what happened with Respondus Monitor at different institutions. They're only one page, but they're very interesting. Like how an institution implemented. Our implementation has gone from a handful of faculty in the fall to the spring term, where we started out with about 9 faculty, and the latest that I've seen is over 100 faculty, and it's going to be in the thousands of classes very, very soon. You're not required to do proctored assessments, but if you want to do some version of a proctored assessment, you can use Respondus Monitor, and that's why we're having these sessions, just to share with you how you can use it and help you utilize another tool. And I know that that's all you need, is another online tool to learn how to use. So that's mainly what I can share with you now. We can answer some questions that you may have. We are getting a lot of emails. The campus testing and assessment directors are being trained the same way that you are, with just learning more about the information, because I can't handle it all at district, and I have a small team at district. And be reach out to your campus testing and assessment department. They'll help you. I will help you. And I know that communicating to each faculty member is going to be shared with another 10 faculty members at least. So that's why I think these types of sessions are so important. We have 700 full-time and close to 2,500 total teaching, and it's quite a implementation for this. What we and what all of us and you guys are going through, including our students. Want to try to make it as smooth as possible, and thank you for everything that you guys have been doing. And let's get 2 more weeks, and I think we'll be in we can rest for a while.